So clearly, I have basketball on my mind here. Preseason just begun. I'm a big basketball fan. And as a result, I'm about to do something I've never done before, and that's compare a movie to a basketball team. And with that, I welcome you to another episode of The Romantor. My goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So Venom, Sony's property, is finally here on the big screen. This is a movie which has got a lot of attention, not always positively. The trailers that come out have been kind of a mixed bag. So I wasn't extremely excited about this, but I was curious. And, Sony's creating their own, I guess, universe, if you will, taking these characters from the Spider-Man universe, these villains, and making them into something a little bit different, not involving Spider-Man, which sounds kind of weird. And I'm not really sure exactly what Sony's trying to do. And after watching this movie, I'm not really sure even Sony knows what the hell they're doing with this movie. Now, this movie isn't, I'll say this off the top, it's not the worst thing that's ever been. It's not the worst superhero movie we've ever had, or comic book movie. It's not a very good film. There's some entertaining aspects to it, a few things that I really liked. It's going to be extremely divisive. It's going to be a big part that hate it or love this movie, and I understand it from either direction. And essentially, it really boils down to this. This movie is a mess. There's a lot of bad things about this movie, and I'll get to in a second. But this movie works on some levels only because of one person, that's Tom Hardy. Now, going back to what I talked about in the beginning, I compare this movie to like the Cleveland Cavaliers of last year. For those of you familiar with basketball, we have obviously the Cavaliers, and obviously when you thought of Cavaliers, you thought of course, LeBron James, the best player in the world at the time, and still is actually, and how he kind of rose that team, made it better than what it was, because you take LeBron James out of that squad, you got a bunch of stiffs and, mid-level guys, and the team probably wouldn't even make the playoffs. And this is what we have here. We have Tom Hardy being the LeBron James here, kind of elevating this material from utter crap to just barely passable. Now, Tom Hardy plays Eddie Brock, who's this reporter, I guess, into a lot of trouble. One day he gets infected by this symbiote, who's they come from outer space, and they're kind of looking for hosts to share a body with. And obviously he gets his Venom, and they have to find a way to coexist. And Venom's this dark creature, wants to eat people. And of course, Eddie Brock's more mild-mannered, so they have to find a way to kind of coexist. And that aspect, it was great. That relationship between them really worked. It was actually surprisingly funny. I wasn't really expecting that. Sometimes the humor is unintentional, which is a problem, but a lot of things did work. And his performance, and he knew exactly what kind of movie he was in. This was a very campy kind of 90s style superhero movie. He knew exactly what was going on. Everything else around him didn't, and it was such a waste here, and it leads to the issues this movie has, because there's so much potential that's blown here. You have Riz Ahmed, who plays the villain. You have Michelle Williams, who plays Tom Hardy's girlfriend. Both really great performers, particularly Michelle Williams, and they're both wasted here. Michelle Williams it could have been anybody playing that role. She's given nothing to do for the most part. There's no real emotional connection with Tom Hardy as much as there should be to really give a crap about her or their dynamic. Ahmed's character, the villain's one note, it's very typical, mustache twirling, nothing again to do, and it boils down to a really shitty script. The dialogue is awful, sometimes laughable, and at the end of the day, it's just a mess. This movie didn't know exactly what it wanted to be, and I like that kind of buddy comedy thing that Venom and Tom Hardy character had. That really worked for the most part, but it was just the tone was all over the place. It started off well. Get a little bit of a comedy, and has these little horror aspects. Maybe you have your typical action. With the action was well done for the most part. I'll give you credit for that. But just didn't really settle in anywhere. And I would have liked to have seen Sony take a chance here and just gone full force. Give us a comedy movie with some dark tones to it. Fine, go out there. If you're gonna give us something like this, go for it, and it just played it kind of safe. And I know the editing is really off. It's very choppy. You can tell this movie was cut down from whatever its original version was supposed to be. There's a good movie in there somewhere, at least some semblance of one. But I think Sony really kind of scaled this back, and it had nothing to do with the R rating. PG-13 R. This movie didn't have to be rated R, and that's fine. But it's something just missing there, and it just really didn't hit, man. And it's like I said, it's all over the place. The writing, dialogue, awful performances with Tom Hardy, and then everybody else, LeBron James and four guys around them. It's exactly what this is. And some people may get some enjoyment out of this movie. I can be very divisive. I can see that, and I can understand both sides of it. Me myself, I just think it's not a good film. It's not the worst superhero movie. This is not Daredevil. This isn't the Fantastic Four. No. But at the same time, we've seen too many good superhero movies do more than what this movie did. We've seen, Fox take chances with Logan and Deadpool. Sony should have done the same thing, and they didn't. And we're all the worse for it, because there's good material here, and it's a shame. Hopefully, the inevitable sequel coming out, they can do a lot better than what they gave us here. So Venom, at the end of the day, there is some entertainment value. Action is okay. Tom Hardy, great. Venom, cool, look great. I love the voice. But man, yeah, I honestly can't recommend this movie. Watch it at home. That's the best I can tell you. So comment below, let me know what you guys thought. Maybe I'm nuts. Maybe this movie is fantastic. I doubt it. But either way, comment, let me know what you guys think. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed my need to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.